You're tuned in to the TVL Rundown, a comprehensive weekly look at the athletics inside the Twin Valley League. The TVL Rundown is a service of B&D Buildings in Axtell and the Citizens National Bank in Greenleaf.
B&D Buildings of Axtell specializes in post-frame buildings. Give them a call for stud-frame buildings with complete concrete and electrical work included. It's one call to get the job done. B&D Buildings, specializing in post-frame building construction, plus repairs and more. Always free estimates. Give them a call. B&D Buildings of Axtell, 785-294-0147. B&D Buildings at 785-294-0147.
Another reason to make the Citizens National Bank your bank. With the century of experience, you know you can count on us for convenient banking and personal service for people you know and trust. With extended hours and online banking for all your financial needs. Another reason to make the Citizens National Bank your bank.
Welcome to the TVL Rundown. This is Max Blaske with TVL Spotlight's own Jeff Wurtz. Jeff, we're getting ready for the fall sports season to get underway this Friday with a bunch of jamborees. How excited are we that finally on the gridiron teams are getting back, also on the volleyball courts, cross-country fields too as well. Everyone's getting back in action.
Well, it was 4th of July yesterday, I believe, and now we are sitting at the end of August, and as we talked about off air, I can't be any more excited for this thing. The entire year in the Twin Valley League is just going to be an absolute exciting mess all year long. We have some great teams, and once again, it's going to be a fun year.
It's going to be a great year. Had a barn burner of one last year. Can't wait to stick around for it all year here with the TVL Rundown. But, Jeff, as we get into it, volleyball jamborees are getting started this week. I know some already happened. But just give us a rundown of where all the TVL teams are playing this week.
Actually started as the Clifton Clyde Lady Eagles were in Concordia a couple of days ago. And coming up on the 30th, we have Axtell hosting Blue Valley and Washington County, as well as the day before that, D-West takes the court with Troy and Riverside. So, yes, all the jamborees going very strong. And I do think that these jamborees are very important for the teams. They get a little bit of sweat going. They get on that court. You know what these valuable last few days are like, Max, and they're taking advantage of it to the best.
Chatting with all the coaches this week, it's an opportunity, to just see what you're finally made of before you get that first either win or loss in the official record. And as we're talking a little bit volleyball, Jeff, I know Hanover's kind of had the stronghold on the league the last couple of years, but is there anyone in the TVL that we might want to keep a lookout for this year on the volleyball floor? You know,
it's, to me, very wide open. I still think it's a 5-team race, if not more. The Clifton Clyde Lady Eagles have been up and coming. They only really lose one player. Now, it was one of their bigger names, but a lot of that team returns. Look for Clifton Clyde to be a big presence in the league. As always, Centralia Volleyball is right there. They seem to be a state title contender every year. And, of course, Hanover. You know, they have always been, again, just right in the mix. And I really like this Wildcat team. I think I'm as excited for volleyball as any other season this year. I think we're going to get off to a great start. And when they start playing each other, boy, oh boy, you're going to see some really, really good matchups.
Well, and it reminds me a little bit of if we think back to last winter, the basketball season. It was kind of a race on the girls' side, boys' side too as well, and seeing those same familiar names on the volleyball floors, it's going to be an interesting run this winter. Now, as we switch our attention to the gridiron, of course, we're done talk 11-man first. Valley Heights, Centralia, Donovan West making that hitch up there. Big week one matchup for KNDY. We're going to have the broadcast live of Valley Heights and Centralia. So why don't you just give us a quick, your perspective. What are you looking forward in that first game of the year?
Well, and first of all, I want to tell you that I'm upset with you. because I had total plans to go to Valley Heights, Centralia for that first week. I was really excited about it, and then I don't get the memos anymore about where KNDY's schedule is going. Max, we need to have better conversations, buddy, because I had to rearrange my schedule completely because Valley Heights, Centralia is going to be tremendous. You are very lucky to hear this on KNDY. It is going to be some of the top teams, not just in the league, but in the state. I think both of these teams can really go. Their offenses are highly charged, and I envy whoever is at that game, whoever is calling that game, because you're going to see a dandy in week one.
I'll be sure and take an extra video for you and send it your way to show you how good it was.
I appreciate that. You're always such a good friend, Max.
Colleague to colleague. That's what we do. That's what we do around here. As we then kind of switch our attention to the 8-man style, of course, you know, the TVL has been ran by Axtell the last 3 years, 3-time repeating 8-man Division II state champions. But I think a Frankfort squad, a Hanover squad, there's a few other teams that can possibly make some noise this year on the 8-man side for the TVL.
I agree 100%. Some of the rankings that have come out have Axtell and Frankfort 1-2. I mean, that's exciting and sets up a Week 8 matchup at Frankfort that if both of these teams have run the table, a lot is on the table there. A lot is at stake for Week 8. I don't want to go that far, though, because Axtell still has some quality teams that they have to take care of. They go to Chase County, they take on St. Paul, and they say repeating keeps getting harder. It keeps getting harder. They have your number now. All 8 of these teams are looking to knock off the king, and Axtell really has to watch it. I think this may be the toughest year for them to try to get through, and that's no slight on Eric Detweiler's team. I just think, again, they have that target on their back. Everybody wants to knock them off. One team I'm really looking forward to in 8-man this year is the Hanover Wildcats. You mentioned that. They have been there a lot. They know what it's like to win. They get some challenges along the way. That Hanover-Clifton-Clyde game in Week 2 is to be not missed. It's going to be fantastic. I talked to Coach Steinbrock just a couple of days ago. That will air this week on the TVL Spotlight. Quick plug for me. But that's just going to be a great game, what you're going to see there. And then they have some road games that are going to be very tough, including that game against Axtell and then finishing off against the Lynn Bulldogs in Week 8. We'll have to see what they have left in the tank down the stretch. But I think Hanover, once again, could be right back up there for the TVL.
And you mentioned some teams of depth there in there too as well. I think the one thing exciting about this TVL, and I think we might have mentioned it last year, but the quality coaches that produce quality teams, I think from the top of the bottom in the TVL is, like we mentioned in the opening, what's going to make this such an exciting year again in the TVL.
The coaches are great, top to bottom, and there is no top to bottom in this league because they're all fantastic X's and O's guys. They're good with the kids. There isn't a coach in this league that isn't at the top of his game right now. And that's where it starts. You're right. That's where it starts, is the coaching, how they can cooperate with the players, how they can teach the players what to do. But, yeah, it all starts on the blackboard. It all starts in that coaching room. And we have some of the best in the entire state.
Well, I've got one of the best reporting from the TVL by my side, and that's you, Jeff. Of course, we're just getting this year rolling with the TVL rundown. Again, all year, as we get into it, where can people find your TVL Spotlight information?
Head over to tvlspotlight.com. I have podcasts up already, and, of course, on social media. Follow me on TVL Spotlight on both Facebook and Twitter. We have game night live updates all year long, whether it's football, volleyball, basketball. I will have updates every night as long as I can keep the old phone charged and ready to go on a Tuesday, Friday, whatever it may be. That's where you can find everything TVL.
And, of course, you can hear our full interview at KNDYradio.com along with the TVL Sports Spotlight. For Jeff Wurtz, this has been Max Blaske. Thank you for tuning in this week. We'll see you again next Wednesday with the TVL Rundown. You've been tuned in to the TVL Rundown, a weekly comprehensive look at the athletics inside the Twin Valley League. The TVL Rundown is a service of B&D Buildings in Axtell and the Citizens National Bank in Greenleaf.